Yeah.
Good morning, brothers and sisters in Christ. I am Chad Barr. Many of you already know me. It's a pleasure and honor to be here speaking with you about our mission trip to Nassau and the Bahamas. It was really an amazing trip, and it's experience of a lifetime. It's one of those things where you will be changed afterward. You know, if you've ever seen the movie The Hobbit, Gandalf is talking to Bilbo, and he's worried about going on this trip, this amazing journey. And he says, "Can you promise I will come back?" And he says, "No. And if you do, you will be changed." So we come back, of course, but we are all changed significantly from the trip. So good stuff. Okay, how do I click this? Next, this one. Do I click it this way? Gotta turn it on.
Top one?
Top one. Clicking.
Is it the top arrow?
Clicking.
It should. It's on. Yeah, she might need to.
Yeah, click it. Go ahead, click it for us. Click it for us. Okay. So the big question is why? Why would you ever leave the comfort of your home, your safety, your peace to serve a mission, to go on a mission trip? And it took some convincing for me from my lovely wife. She said, "Hey, they're planning to go on this mission trip to the Bahamas." And I'm like, well, I ain't going. There's no, But when I did, it literally changed my life. And it was through this verse from Matthew. Next step. Okay, now, I downloaded this King James Version, so you got to say it with an English accent, if you will. So, and Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, "All power is given unto me in heaven and earth." And this is the big one. 19, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen." So next slide. Okay. The Lord commanded you to spread the word. Okay. So you need to do it. And that was big. That was a big key point in get my wife convincing me in 2018. So, our trip goals are always to plant the seeds of faith through Vacation Bible School. We do Vacation Bible School with the Bahamian kids, to refurbish and maintain the church there in the Lutheran Church of Nassau. And then always to serve our fellow men and proselyte, renew our own faith and commitment to being a Christian. Okay, this is the dream team that comes along almost every time everybody here has been. We have a new family that joined all the way from Kansas, not Indiana, and we'll introduce them a little bit. Okay, the next episode. Okay, so we divide into 3 different groups because, like I said, our trip goals are a little bit different. So we have our camp counselors who are in charge of the Vacation Bible School. This is Aiden, Alex, Garrett, Carson, Kaya, Whitney, and Ruby. They're the charge of the kids in the camp counseling. Okay? And then, of course, I'm in charge of I'm a basketball coach in Payson, Utah. And it's kind of my MO to be teaching basketball and to plant those seeds of faith. Jaden on the right of me here, he is a local young man, fantastic kid. We'll talk more about him in a minute. And then my son, Damon, who is also a excellent individual. So yeah, very cool. So then we split up. So that's kind of the VBS team. We all have multiple jobs. We all have multiple things that we're doing. And then we have the construction team. Everybody multitasks. So you could do VBS and then construction and back and forth. So, and Matt and Maddie were a big part of that too. So. Okay, and then this is Floyd Johnson. Floyd was one of my co-workers a few years ago. I convinced him to come on a mission 3 years ago. He got baptized 2 years ago, which was super cool. And then this is Mr. Patrick Lynch, all the way from Kansas. So they're kind of the guys that were doing a lot of the construction stuff, doing the roof and stuff like that. Okay, and then of course we have our lovely Maddie. Okay, when we were cleaning out this giant shed, we were building it up, and we found an old toilet seat in there. So I said, "Oh, Maddie, We got to get your picture. This is great. Okay. And there's Colleen and Maddie. Colleen is one of our fantastic ladies there, but Maddie's wonderful. Okay. And then this is Kent Dvorak. You can't really see, the picture's kind of up from the top, but Kent's kind of our foreman. He's the guy that arranges all the hard stuff. Kent lived on the island, I think, for 7-8 years a while ago, something like that. And without his knowledge of where to go, where to get things, and where to build things, it would be a really tough task to be able to fix. But that's Kent. Okay, and of course we have Matt and Josh, the twins who multitask with Bible camp and all that stuff. So you see the brothers there. Okay, of course you got Jaden and Josh over on the end there. Okay, next one. We'll go through this. Okay, then we call this kind of the spirit team. This is the support team that helps do everything else. Okay, of course we have Pastor Massinelli. This is one of the patients here at the Unity House. And then there's Pastor Samuel Boodle and Pastor Massinelli. They're the two that baptized me a few years ago, which was really an amazing thing to have happen. And Pastor Sam, I think, is almost 80 or getting close to it. So, and he's a wonderful guy. Wonderful guy. Yeah, well, yeah, he's fantastic. So, of course, Pastor Sam would greet us every morning for VBS. He'd tell us a little bit about what was going on and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and then our other support team, we have Tanya, Miss Tanya right here. You know her. And then this is Miss Virginia, who runs the cleaning and the cooking of the food for the kids for lunches at the church. And the discipline. If you think you discipline your kids well, here you do not. Okay, Miss Virginia can teach us all a thing or two. It reminded me of being a kid back in the 80s, right? Okay, and then this is Miss Tish Lynch from Kansas. Okay, she's another support team member, awesome lady. Okay, of course, Carrie Dvorak, okay, teaching kids at the school or at the VBS on craft time. So, okay, and then of course we have Cheryl. Cheryl keeps us all going, keeps us on time. She really takes good charge of people and does a good job with that. And then these two are our handlers. So you wouldn't want to go to a foreign country that you've never been to without somebody that's been there, knows what they're doing, knows where to go, knows where not to go, and lives as a local. So these are the full-time missionaries that had lived on the Bahamas. This is Ray and Colleen Colella. Two magical people. They're from New Jersey, and every stereotypical New Jersey thing is true with them. It's hilarious. The way they talk, the way they act, they are amazing people. And Colleen would make us breakfast every morning. Where we stayed with them. Most every missionary stays at the church or in the parsonage. Most of them, or half of us, would sleep on air mattresses in the church, and it's not an easy life. But if you have a bigger group, in years past we've done it too. But Ray and Colleen, if you get to stay at their place, it's pretty special because Colleen will make you breakfast in the mornings, and you can sleep on beds, which is pretty neat. And they got air conditioning, which is also really cool. So, okay, this is the life of a missionary. All right, it's not a vacation at all by any stretch of the imagination, but it is the best thing you will ever do in your entire life. Okay, so the island is 22 miles long. To get 14 miles might take an hour, depending on the time of the day. So where we were at, we would leave at about 7 a.m. every morning to try to get to our morning devotional. So we have breakfast and devotion from 7 till 8:30 a.m. And then the kids start arriving anywhere between 8:45 and 9:15 a.m. A lot of times afterward because they're on Bahamian time. So Bahamian time is different than, like Utah time, where, hey, I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock. I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock sharp, or you're 5 minutes early. They say they're going to be there at 8 o'clock. It'll be 8:15, 8:25, 8:30. You'll start pacing around. Where's everybody at? And then they'll show up. Yeah, well, yeah. And part of that is because of the island and traffic and trying to get around. There's over 250,000 people on this 22-mile island. So you're kind of on top of each other, and getting places is really tough. So From 9 till noon, we do Vacation Bible School, construction projects. We'd split into our different groups and start really getting after it. And then from noon till 12:30, we'd come back for lunch. This is, I believe, a morning devotional. And then from 1 to 5, we'd go serve our fellow man either at the Haitian church, the Unity House, or the All Saints camp. A lot of these times are a little different because it takes a long time to get to certain places. So if I have to get 8 miles that way, it might take me 45 minutes to get there, 45 minutes to get home. So we give ourselves a little bit of extra time. And then you are working and living in 90-degree heat plus with 90% humidity. So it's the 90-90 deal. So when you sweat, you just drip, drip, drip. So the best way to clear off your sweat is every night we go to the ocean that we could and just get all dirty as can be, just jump in the water, get clean that way, and then come home and shower and clean up. So the ocean is a huge thing. Then we'd come back and then we'd have dinner and devotion. So good stuff. Next episode. Okay, so here's some slides for Vacation Bible School. Did you guys want to talk about Vacation Bible School at all, you two at all, or do you want me to, you say the word, any kids? You want to tell us a little bit about what you did? Come on up, come on up.
Get up.
Come on up real quick. Come on up. Here you go, Rube. Come here. So these three were our counselors along with Whitney and then the Lynch boys. So just tell us a little bit about what you did during Bible school. So in the morning, what did you guys do? How did it go?
In the morning, we usually started with singing a song and like having a morning verse that we taught each of the kids.
Okay. So after we'd like get into groups. Oh yeah, we also would do like a puppet show with them about like the Bible story of like today. And then we'd get in groups and like the counselors, some would take the youngers and some would take the olders. And then they would go to like craft and like they'd go play basketball and like, I don't know, stuff like that. Me and Carson had the younger groups. We'd do craft, we'd do snack, we'd have a basketball group, so we'd go play basketball for a little bit, and then we'd do like a Bible lesson. So then one of the group moms or one of the older ladies would tell them the Bible lesson of the day while we do crafts or something like that. Oh, and play with the parachute.
Yeah, next photo, please. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome.
Showing the crafts.
Okay, so this is showing the crafts in the puppet show. They would start with the puppet show, and then, like they said, we would split into a couple different groups, and depending on the ages. So, like I said, my strength and key is coaching and teaching basketball. So, as planting the seeds of faith, it's always nice to correlate it with something that you know about a little bit that's affected you positively in your life and maybe been a benefit to you in your life. So of course, I love basketball. The Bahamians love basketball a lot. They also love soccer a lot. And so it's fun to get them outside, communicate with them. And every time we'd have a nice little lesson on, Miss Tanya would come out, give us an awesome lesson on a Bible story or something like that. So we teach them some fundamentals of basketball, correlate it with a basketball or a Bible story, and go from there. There's some more basketball shots, teaching them different fundamentals and things. So the hoops we built, was it 4 years ago? 3 years ago. Okay, so Pastor Boodle, amazing man, had a really awesome saying. He said, if you leave something out, the local people will think that you left it for them. So don't leave it out. Okay, so when we came this year, there was a fence around this court and it had been stolen and gone. They stole the fence. So every day we haul the hoops off the courts and into the church and out to the courts and back and forth every day, so that we could kind of keep the basketball hoops safe and the basketball. So it's just one of those things where eventually if we got a fence around it or something like that, they wanted to redo the blacktop, but we'd have to have people there to watch it year round. But It's an awesome thing for the kids. They really, really love basketball. Yeah, this is one of the groups. This is the little group. We got the Lynches over here, and then my crew on that side. So good stuff. Okay, and then so VBS in the morning. By 1 o'clock, we're on our way to the Haitian church. So the Haitians are refugees in the Bahamas. The Bahamians do not necessarily like the Haitians there, and they are the poorest of the poor. They literally have nothing, and we try to do a nice VBS for them as well, which is really cool. So yes, true. So here's their church. I don't know if you can see that. That's their church. That's what they're going to church in. Okay. Okay. Awesome pictures here. We would do. You want to tell us a little bit about what you guys did there, Haitian church? Yeah. Okay.
I only went the first day because then after that I was doing construction. But we basically introduce the children with Vacation Bible School songs. And the kids love this stuff. I teach it to my kids, and it gets them moving, it gets them active. They memorize the songs like instantly. So we would do a song, and then pastor would teach either like the birth of Jesus, him resurrecting from the dead, and then we'd have a little craft for them to do that went along with the Bible story. But most of the time we're singing, we're dancing, we're learning about Jesus, we're teaching them about Jesus, and they are actually picking it up. They're learning it.
Because they don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
a lot of them speak Creole.
Yeah.
The younger ones do speak English, but most of them do speak Creole, so a little bit different. Cheryl was talking about the Christmas story. She said to the kids, "Do you guys know Christmas?" And one of the parents that was there said, "No, they don't have Christmas. They don't have a Christmas here." So I'm like, "Oh, yeah." So talking about the Christmas story was pretty cool. Okay, so go back one. Sorry, you got to go back one. Okay, so where's the one with you holding that girl with two fingers? Okay, so this one right here. So this little gal, she only has two fingers on this hand. So I thought she was just doing a peace sign, but she didn't have any other fingers. So a little handicapped gal on that side. She was cute as a button. So next one. The kids do not understand personal space there. They will come and maul you, and they see you're white. They'll be like, "What is wrong with you?" They like, "Look at you." Like everybody's rubbing my hair. "Where'd your hair go?" And then of course I have redheads in my family, and they're of course, "Why's your hair red? What's wrong with your eyes? How come they're blue?" They didn't quite understand that, and the freckles and stuff like that. So it's a fun thing. And then there's this kid. This kid is the cutest kid ever. His name was Quincy. He would just sit and ask you the most random question after question after question after question. And we had a fun opportunity because there were some local Bahamian kids. This is a rough neighborhood, right? Think of, what's a rough neighborhood? West Valley City, like, downtown Salt Lake, something, but times it by 3, okay? It's a rough neighborhood. And you can find some of these local kids and you say, "Hey, we're doing Bible study, come on over." And they will come, they'll show up. So some of the Bahamian kids showed up, and some of the Haitian kids showed up, and they kind of looked at each other, and they're like, "All right, let's keep it clean." But they all got along and had fun, so it was awesome. So okay, so this is after we either go to the Haitian village or the Haitian church, we head to either the Unity House or the All Saints Camp. This one is near and dear to my heart. This place is crazy. If you want to see change in your life or give something, okay? And one of the coolest things is seeing your kids do these sorts of things. So of course my girls are giving this gentleman, I don't know, what were you guys giving? Some treats. This is my friend Nolan. Let me tell you about the facility. The facility, the Unity House, is a place where there's handicapped folks. They're all considered patients, but they're more like inmates to me. They're not allowed to leave, and they're elderly, handicapped, any kind of problems. Their families there want to get rid of them. They'll just kick them out the door, literally. Kick them out the door. They'll sit them on a bench and just leave them right out in front of the Unity House. And so it's a big eye opener on healthcare, and it's supposed to be socialized medicine over there in the Bahamas. It's awful because it's very, very corrupt with a lot of that stuff. Anyway, these two gentlemen are brothers. They're both handicapped, and this guy never quit smiling the whole time. He's the best smile ever. And then this is my friend Nolan. His family dropped him off at the Unity House. I couldn't quite understand how many years it'd been, but he had a full tracheotomy because he had cancer, and he's blind, but he was a musician, so he can hear. And so he would try to tell me, and I do my best to interpret his hand signals and everything he was saying. And I knew he loved music. And so a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I brought him this guitar, hauled it around, and he kept doing this. He just keeps praise be to God. It's pretty cool. So neat thing. Next one. Okay, and there's more pictures of the Unity House, people in wheelchairs. Of course, our team, serving them. We'd get them like little treats, and we played bingo with them.
Mostly they just want to hang out.
Yeah.
And have something different.
Yep. Next one. Oh yeah, you want to go back?
Yeah, I'll go back.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think her name is Rose.
Yep.
This is Rose. She's been shocked by electricity twice. Half of her brain non-existent. So she is in a wheelchair. The last time that we actually went to the Unity House, I got to talk to her. Me and her bonded over a short second. Me and her cracked up. I asked her questions, and she has jitters. She shakes. And it takes a long time for her to even get one sentence or even one word out, because she just shakes and then she restarts. So I talked about her kids. She told me that her kids just left her. They went by, left her. She doesn't see them. She likes sitting under this tree, and that's just where she sits the whole entire time.
All day.
All day. Yep.
All night. So they wheel her in at the end of the night.
Yep. So she just sits.
Yep.
And just sits there all day, and she just shakes. I don't know if people come and talk to her, but most of these people, they don't have any communication with their family, and it's really sad. She continuously said that like her kids left her. They're all older. They aren't younger anymore, and they just went by. And it's amazing that she is still even alive for
Yeah.
being shocked by electricity, like a lightning, twice. So
Yeah.
Blessed be to God. you know?
Yeah, still
So-
around. Most of these patients, they're going to die here. This is their last place, the last stop, and it's pretty sad. Of course, we would play bingo with them. Pastor would give them a nice little Bible lesson, which was really cool. And then we'd give them stuff. And they are believers, for sure. A lot of them do believe. And I'm always asking, okay, what do you need? What can I get you? What can I do for you? How can I help you? And it was underwear. We need underwear with most of the guys. Will you give me some underwear? They needed deodorant and lotion. And then, a few small other things. So good thing I bought a couple new packs of underwear, so I brought those. We gave those away. Of course, we always give all of our shirts and clothes away to these nice people. So good stuff. There's another picture of the Unity House. This young man, he would ask the same question over and over and over and over, and how he was very scared, very afraid, and it's pretty cool seeing your kid, give them a good Bible verse on how to not be afraid and have faith and stuff. So good stuff. All right, so this is an interesting one. So we're at the Unity House, and this gentleman right here, he comes to the gates of it. So this is like downtown Nassau, okay? And he's begging for stuff, and you can tell he's intoxicated, and he's asking for this, and he's asking for everything. Well, I'll tell you a little bit more, but I want to tell you this quote first, okay? Matthew 5:40, the Bible verse, Matthew 5:40 is a powerful reminder of the importance of love and generosity in our interactions with others. Jesus teaches that when someone seeks to take away our shirts, we should not resist, but give them their coats as well. This verse is part of the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus emphasizes the values of love, humility, and service. It encourages believers to embody the spirit of giving and respond to insults and persecution with faith and strength. So this gentleman, he wanted, because we were given, different things to the Unity House people, mostly with chocolate cake that day or something for somebody's birthday. So he wanted some, but he wanted my son's shoes. He said, "Can I have your shoes, man? Hey, man, give me your shoes, man," because he saw we were giving away. He's like, "Well, these are the only pair I brought." So he's like, "You can have my shirt though," and he gave him the shirt off his back. So when it came around the corner, Damon already had given him a shirt, which is really cool. And I've got a video of him putting that little shirt on. I said, "Oh, you guys could be twins out there," which is pretty cool. So really neat thing. Okay, the church in Nassau, the weather there's crazy. It's not like here, right? So when it rains, it rains. There's hurricanes. There's massive windstorms. It's pretty rough. And there's this old shed where we'd kept all the tools, but the water had leaked in and pretty much destroyed all the tools, everything that we had in there, everything that Pastor Boodle had in there. So the construction team put a new roof on, and it was really cool. So next one, I'm going to let the construction man talk about this for a sec. Come on up, one of the construction guys. Josh is part of this. Josh, you want to come up and say hi? Come on up.
So Josh and I and the rest of the team here, our job was to kind of clean up the grounds. The church had a group of people come in and cut a lot of the tree limbs, and then they were like left in front of the church and on the sides of the property. So we cleaned up all the trees, and then Pat and Floyd and Kent and I can't remember his name. Garrett. They were pretty much in charge of the rooftop on the shed. So you can see that's been repaired. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really hot, but it was good. Pat got stung by 3 wasps or 2 wasps. There's not a picture of them, but yeah, I got one on the face, one on the hand, but he's the only one that got stung. So poor guy. Maddie did the door frame, built that and put that together.
Somebody had broken into the church.
Yeah. For the street.
Thanks. So what happened is someone broke into the door, and the whole entire door frame was completely shot, like completely gone. They had wood plastered on the side just to make sure like the door was closed. So me and Kent, he gave me instruction, and mainly I built it with his good knowledge of rebuilding doors. And I did the whole entire time rebuilding that door with Kent. The men taking out everything out of their storage unit, taking it out, sweeping it out, making sure that it's all good for the roof, and then the construction of the door. And then what Matt was talking about is with the trees. Someone did cut them down, but then they just left it. And so that was like hours and hours of us just taking out the trees and putting them in a pile for someone else to come pick up. This was
Okay.
me, my friend.
Yeah, awesome. So the construction team was fantastic. They did great work in short order. I mean, we're not there for very long, and they do a really good job.
Always stay
So,
hydrated too.
yeah, it's like I said, it's 90 and 90, sometimes 190, which is pretty cool. Next one. Okay, so there's just what the Bible says about giving. We can go through all this stuff. The Bible talks about giving generously, giving of your time, giving of what you can give to your fellow man. This part of the crew is we're building little bags for the Unity House members, the patients. Like I said, I went and bought a ton of deodorant and like all kind of stuff, soaps, lotions, all that kind of stuff. So we could give that there, and that's at the parsonage there. So then my favorite night is Wednesday night. We always have a church on the beach, which is really cool. It's an awesome devotional. This year was really special. I wish I could upload that video. One of our awesome church members from Nassau, and there's not many of them left. They're at this age, they're moving on to the next life. And, she brought her steel drums and played Somewhere Over the Rainbow and Amazing Grace. And I was like sobbing how emotional. It was just one of the most beautiful things ever. And then, of course, followed by a beautiful testimony and this and that. So really cool. This is the beach where I was baptized. So it's a really special place. It's called Goodman's Bay. So really neat. This was the place that changed a lot of people in a lot of good ways. There's a place called the All Saints Camp. The first year I was there, this is where Ray and Colleen had been serving for a long time to help the local patients there. In the last 3 years, they've lost 7 patients, have died, young ones. So friends, I consider them my friends because we'd go, and of course on Facebook, we keep in touch with them and stuff.
How many people total are served there? How many?
There was almost 20. Now there's 9. There's only 9 left. And some of them were in their 30s. Almost all the patients there are HIV positive or have AIDS. And then, of course, the handicap, not by their choice. Well, many of them not by their choice, which is super sad. Anyway, we kind of made just a quick little trip into there. There's another story that goes along with that. But this year was really cool because there was a ton of Rugrats there waiting for us. And, of course, we brought only the men because it kind of got to be a little dangerous. Of course, Damon's there, and the kids start mauling him and Carson, which was really cool. And they were giving out all these treats. But this young man, his name is Carlos. He's one of my favorite guys ever. You've probably seen his picture before, but he's a patient there. He's lived there for quite a while now. So it's basically his whole adult life. So yeah. Okay, and then there's a little bit of downtime at night, late in the evening, and so these guys, I'm sacked out on the couch, and everybody be playing spoons and cards and all this kind of stuff. So it's really awesome to have this camaraderie between the kids from Kansas and the kids from Utah, and of course people from New Jersey and everywhere in between. It's pretty neat. So this is the Lynch family. They were awesome. I was so impressed with their kids. Awesome people. They're new. That was their first time coming. Of course, there's us at our nightly devotional there. And then this is, I call him Uncle Ray because Uncle Ray is the greatest guy ever. He's got these little doggies and he loves those doggies so much. They're his babies, which is fun. So, this is kind of the camaraderie time, building your relationships with other people. I made some amazing relationships with people here that I probably would have never had we not gone on this mission. So really cool. So some more pictures. This is Bobby. Bobby is a Haitian refugee. He helped me 3 years ago at the court. He lived next door. I asked him if I could pay him for some electricity, if I could plug in a power washer and wash the court off. And we tried to do it. There was no power, no water, nothing to it. So he yells back in his little house. Like 2 other dudes come out, and next thing you know, they're out there with machetes clearing the court off, scraping it up, doing all that kind of stuff. And he wouldn't accept payment, which I thought was rather interesting because a lot of times they don't have any money. And all he asked, he's like, hey, do you know where I could find a job? Do you know where I could find a place to work? So Bobby was amazing. So he was out there this year. He helped clear the trees off too. So pretty neat. And then, of course, this is at Ray and Colleen's. They have 5 of these or 6 of these. And then, of course, there's our Ruby with our gal that's got the 2 fingers on the one hand. You can kind of see. So really cool. And this is Miracle. Miracle was another camp counselor. Okay, and then this was at the Adventure Learning Center, the ALC. So this is something really cool. And there's like we could do a whole nother presentation on the Adventure Learning Center. It's a Christian, what would you call it? Learning center, a place where they talk about, yeah. So yeah, it's a really outstanding guy, and you could tell like he had the Spirit of God. You know, he was really touched, and he gave us an awesome presentation on Christian values and beliefs in the universe, which was really cool. So, okay. And then okay, then we're gonna leave you with this last thing. I want to tell everybody thank you for your support from far away. You know, we can feel your love and your good positive vibes and your energy and all that kind of stuff. It's a really cool thing to be able to do this. I believe it's really helped me with my faith and really, you know, helped my family members, you know, to the point where, you know, maybe some of them wouldn't be around without these sorts of things in their lives. So this is one of my favorite ladies. This is at that All Saints camp. Her name is Olive. She's going to die at this place. She's an elderly gal. She has some handicap issues, but she's just wonderful. And every time she would see me, she always says, "I love you, I love you." So really cool.
We'll need some audio.
Okay.
Hello. Paul says hi. Hi. And
I love you. And I see everybody around. I see everybody here. And Jesus has a lot that heaven for me. And I love them. And her mommy, I love her too. And I want you to let me come. I want you to come when you come. And just bring everybody.
yes, amen to that.
In the daddy.
Yeah, amen.
How daddy do it?
Good, good. Oh, Brady, he's so good. Anyway, love you all.
And I love you all.
Okay, so she's one of the awesome patients that we've been serving. So we take the All Saints camp, we take them lunch. That's pretty much what we do to them is we bring them a lunch, and it's a really neat thing like that. So any want to add anything?
Yeah, I want to emphasize, we've brought this up before, but for the people here in the Bahamas, this is the only LCMS church on the island. So if we lose that presence, we don't have LCMS presence or Lutheran presence that I know of in the Bahamas. So, in front of the camera. So yeah, it's important that we keep this going and that we support them because they need us, you know, and they need Jesus too. So.
You know, and a lot of the kids that like this have no Christmas, right? So you give them a treat with one hand, they're holding out the other hand. Can I have the other hand? You know, have another treat. And it's a magical. Yeah, they're all getting their sister something. I get my brother some lunch, and then they go take that lunch, and they do. But it is a special place, and it will change you. Like I said, it makes you want to help people around here, and there are a lot of people around here that need a lot of help too. The access here to help is much easier than the access there, but it'll help you become a better Christian in your daily lives. So if you have the chance, get out there, go serve a mission trip. You can save yourself. You can save somebody's life. You can bring the word of the Almighty to somebody. I promise you. And those seeds of faith that we're planting, we have some of those kids like Jaden. He's grown up coming to our camp. Miracle, this gal right here, she's grown up coming to our VBS. It's really cool to see those. So they know the Lutherans are good. They know the white people aren't bad, because that's kind of the MO right now there, is the white people are bad. And we got to change that. We got to change that. So anyway, I want to tell everybody thanks and express how important these trips are and how much we love you all. And thank you. Thanks for everybody for believing in our team and what we can do. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, good stuff.
Does anyone have any questions
Oh yeah,
about the Bahamas?
questions. Got about
So
questions.
how long overall, how many years are you going?
2019, right?
Since
And we had 2
Yeah.
years off for COVID.
mhm.
We couldn't get in for Corona when the COVID, so we gone five years. So yeah. So you see, it's 5 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, at the All Saints camp last year when we just showed up, kind of crashed that party. A lot of those kids were kids, 12, 13 years old, and we show up and they're kind of adult men, and you're like, what's going on here? What's going, and it kind of can be a little intimidating, but then they see you and they're like, hey, here, give me a hug. It's really cool. So yeah, 5 years, six in general, but for 5 years we've gone. So any questions about the wildlife?
Do you have a story to tell?
Well, I'll tell you once, and would you like to tell a story about your pet, about the pet cat you almost saw? Okay, here, get this microphone on. Okay. Okay.
So I just went into one of the All Saints shacks to help clean it up because he needed help in there. And there's a shelf all around the top. And I'm like looking and I'm like, oh, do you have a pet cat? And he's like, no, that's a rat. It was that big.
Giant rat.
Giant.
Giant rat. There's a couple of videos I'll have to show you. There's a banana orb weaving spider that lives in a tree. That was a monstrous, humongous spider. That if it almost grabbed a kid walking by. You got to watch out for that. And then, of course, you have the palmetto bugs, which are cockroaches that are like this big. And it's alive. It's a jungle. It's an
Hermit
island.
crabs,
Hermit crabs
Frogs.
everywhere. Frogs.
Frogs.
Really cool stuff. And huntsman spiders, which are big spiders. But nothing really that can harm you. No snakes that we saw or know of. So the ocean wise, it's the ocean. There's all kinds of cool stuff. There was, yeah. So that was interesting, but yeah, it's a wonderful place. The people are, I have a special relationship with those people now, so it's really good. Awesome. Okay, thanks everybody. Any more questions?
Well, I do have one. It's not really a question, but it's more of a comment. And it strikes me, I mean, we had Pastor Wildauer here a month or two ago, and he was able to talk about like 5 or 6 people, and he could name them by name, and he would tell their stories. And you guys also, you like have specific people. I mean, you were just now saying it. I mean, this is not like a theoretical, share the gospel in the world, like actually looking someone in the face who maybe doesn't get a lot of like earthly love and care. And you make an actual personal connection with someone.
Absolutely.
And I just it's not really a question, but I just wanted to comment on that, because I mean, that's really kind of what I think evangelism just in general really is you don't just like throw Jesus out there to the ether.
Yeah.
You actually talk about Jesus to someone that he shed his blood for, and you tell them that.
I had a patient. We were at the All Saints camp my first year there with my son Damon. There's a patient named Kirkland there, and he fell out of a coconut tree and he's paralyzed. He could move barely, but he'd been paralyzed for kind of a while. He can get up and walk maybe 15 feet and then back into his bed. And so he didn't have a bathroom, so he'd use the bathroom just on his front porch, and the smell was overwhelming. Okay, but we would take him lunch, and we would go in there, and you look into this guy's eyes, and he said to me, he said, "God is light and God is life." I'll never forget those words. And it was cool. It was like, oh wow, yeah. This even though this guy's pretty downtrodden, he still has the faith. And it was really cool to reaffirm that faith. And he's a neat guy. And every time I go, he's wearing one of the shirts I give him. He's wearing a University of Utah shirt. And then he had a Payson basketball shirt on last time. I'm like, let's go, Kirkman. It was really cool. So.
Well, even talking about All Saints, sadly we don't go there as much anymore. But there's a man named Garvin there, and he is completely bedbound. His arms and legs are in places that are not normal, and he was born like that. And the first thing that he does, if he sees Pastor Bastinelli, his face just lights up. And the first thing he asks for is read from the Bible. Can you please read from the Bible? And he is the most cute. I don't even know how to describe him. He is just, he loves God. He loves Jesus. He loves everything about it. And it's sad to see his environment that he's in, but this man just is all for Jesus.
Yeah.
He needs help eating, he needs help drinking.
Yeah.
He wears diapers, he needs help changing. But he is just all for Jesus. And that's how he survives. So yeah.
Good
Awesome.
stuff.
Well, that's how all of us survive.
Yeah.
Praise Jesus for that.
It's Jesus
Amen.
stuff.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it a
you.
whole lot.
Awesome.
Any final questions?
Any other questions?
No? Okay, guys, everybody, thank you. We have.
It's very audible. You've been through it. I personally have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
But maybe we should think about that.
I know the mission team is thinking of ways to help here in Utah. We are definitely trying and seeking out things to do here.
We could have a week. We could make, we could all kinds of things for children.
Well, and part of it is,
Yes, sir. It would be my honor.
Yeah.
I'd
So
love
let
to.
us help you.
Yeah, we need to grow this church 100%.
yeah,
I mean, I don't care about growing.
Yeah.
Amen.
God will.
lots of opportunities. All right, thank you everybody for taking some time today. Let's end the session by praying together in the words our Savior taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Peace be with you. Thank you.
Coming all the way.